Hello and welcome to How to Automotive. Today I'm making this video because I get asked the question, which Milwaukee tool ratchet should I buy? Because they came out with the new fuels, and just recently they came out with the new extended reach ones. So people are debating which one should they buy, the original one or the extended reach ones. So I'm putting this video together so to help you decide which one is best for you. So I'm going to put all these to work in different applications and just kind of demonstrate the pros and cons of each one. My personal favorite are the extended ones, the new ones. So watch the video, see what you guys think, and see if you guys come up with the same opinion as me, or if you like the original shorter versions. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be switching back and forth between the 4 ratchets on all kinds of different jobs. The two 3/8 models have the exact same torque rating at 55 foot-pounds. The two 1/4-inch models have the same ratings at 45 foot-pounds of torque. First up, it's going to be the extended reach 1/4-inch ratchet. How tight can I get this in here? So I'm using a 1/4-inch one. I've already loosened the bolts up on these by hand because this is a Honda starter. If anybody's ever done a Honda starter on a 2.4 liter, you know how tight this can be. So I'm using the 1/4-inch to go up in here and finish removing the bolt here. So I was impressed how small the 1/4-inch is and how tight of an area you can get it in. And I was able to get this bolt out with no problems. Like I said, I loosened these up before I put the ratchets on there. Now the bottom bolt is a lot more access to get to it, but it's still a pretty tight area. It's a 17mm bolt. The head of the bolt is 17mm here. I've already loosened it up by hand. Now I'm going to use the ratchet here to just squeeze up in here and finish removing it. This is the M12 3/8 drive extended reach ratchet by Milwaukee Tools. So the regular ratchet would not be able to get to the top bolt at all. That extended reach ratchet was the one to use for that application. So now I'm working under a dash, and I'm going to put the two 1/4-inch ones to use and show you the limitations of it. So I'm taking out the blower motor resistor here. I need to get to those two fasteners on it. First up is the extended reach ratchet. I'm using a little wobbly socket on it to get to the fastener. And as you can see, it took up every inch of space to get it in there, so it was a little tight to work with. So now I'm going to switch over to the stubby or the regular ratchet. It's a little shorter, and I should be able to get this up there a little easier. So in this application, I think the shorter ratchet would be the one to use. So as you can see, there's a couple more inches of room in here to maneuver this ratchet around the. So in this next application, I'm taking a spark plug out that's underneath the cowling here on this vehicle, and I'm using the standard ratchet, the original fuel ratchet, and I have to crack it free by hand. And as you can see, I can push on it and crack the spark plug loose and use it like a regular ratchet. But I think in this application, the extended reach ratchet would be better, the 3/8 version. So on the next spark plug over, I switched over to the extended reach 3/8 drive ratchet. Now where this one shines is it's able to use it more like a standard regular ratchet, a non-motorized ratchet, and crack that bolt free with a lot more ease and a lot less effort to do it. And also the narrow head allowed me to get in there a lot easier. So there's the test between the two 3/8 models. I think in this particular application, the extended reach was the better tool than the original fuel model. So I enjoy having both models because in different applications, the short one will fit in different applications than the long neck one. And you kind of just use them back and forth between whatever the job is. You try it out. And I tend to use the long neck one more often, but there's a couple applications where that shorter original model will fit into those weird, awkward spots better than the long neck will. In that video clip you just watched there, I was removing the 10mm bolts holding the coils in place. In this clip here, I'm using the 1/4-inch drive long neck to get a fastener on a thermostat housing on this BMW here. Either one of the 1/4-inch ratchets would have worked in this application. So in this application, I'm taking off a bracket holding the axle shaft here on, and I'm using the long neck version here. I think the long neck version would have shined better in this particular application. It just gives you a little bit more reach in there. In this application here, I'm using the long neck version to take off a fan trowel bolt here. Either one of the short version or the original version or the long neck would have been fine for this particular application. I see no advantage in either one of those. Now where the 1/4-inch long neck one shines is in this type of application here, where I'm sticking the long neck down in between two cavities here. In this application, I'm installing a condenser bolt bracket here. So I'm sticking it in between the radiator, the core support, and the condenser here. The standard version would not have fit in there. In this application, I'm taking a fan shroud off. If you notice where my hand is, where the trigger is, I'm using the long neck version. If I was using the short version, my hand would be, or the trigger would be on top of the fan bracket. So the shorter version would not have done as well in that particular application. 1/4 inch long neck in action, taking ignition coils out on a BMW. In this next scene, I'm using the 3/8 long neck to remove the spark plugs on this BMW. I used it like a regular ratchet to crack the spark plug free before I used the power side of it. In this application, I'm using the standard 1/4 inch drive fuel ratchet to install some bolts on a valve cover that I did on a BMW. And as you can see here, it worked perfectly for this application here. I see no advantage of using the long neck version on this particular application. Here I am using the 3/8 model to crack some caliper bolts free. As you can see, the anvil is super tough. I was banging on this to loosen this fastener up. The extended reach one probably would have been a little easier using that extra length for leverage to remove these fasteners. Once again, the standard ratchet in action. So if you guys are interested in any one of these ratchets, I'll have links for them all down in the description. I'm Brian Eslick from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, encourage you to subscribe, invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. Thank you again for watching.